What is up, everybody? And yes, this is my setup tour, which has been not long awaited, but has been a long time coming, because honestly I've had this new kind of setup and layout for a while now, and if I did this setup tour months ago, everything would be neat and pretty, but because I've been using it for months and I've never really had time to go and pack it, because I've just been making videos after videos and doing a bunch of different things at once, I've never really had time to properly reorganize and everything. And also I just finished shooting a video, so it's extra messy, but I don't care, because I want to show you what the setup is really like, what the setup really is when I use it day to day and not when I fluff it up for a video. Because my philosophy is that so long as it's hygienic enough and clean and neat enough for me to walk safely, it's spacious and neat enough for me to operate efficiently, and so long as it's clean enough that if you put things away it looks pretty neat and stuff, so long as it's good enough for me to put a good video on the screen and it's good enough for me to live in, then I'm perfectly okay with letting it be a bit messy. So my setup is a mess when it comes to cables and stuff, but when it comes to functionality and when it comes to cleanliness, it's actually really good. So let's jump straight into it. So we begin on the right of the setup. You see, the thing is, when it comes to my setup, I actually divide it into 3 parts. And this is the first part. This is what I consider the B-roll area. This is what I consider where I shoot all my B-roll footage. So it's left empty, so I have space to put my products and stuff. And there are some tools here for me to work with, such as this light on a little mini tripod, as well as a couple of different things, slider and stuff. This is a really bad slider, by the way. I don't use it. I'm gonna sell it. It's an Enduro slider. Don't buy it. It's got a BRoll ball head on there. I use a lot of BRoll products. They're very value for money. And we have a little tool wall here, which I'm very proud of. So this is actually for plants. You're supposed to put dirt and plant your stuff in there, but I used it for tools. We've got screwdrivers and like measuring tapes and stuff in here, and they all do a great job. And I think it looks pretty interesting, and it's super convenient to have all my tools there. So this is the B-roll area, and this is my watch. Not really special there. But on the left of the B-roll area, we have a little cable box. So this is for easy access. And I put all the really commonly used cables here, like charging cables, Ethernet, audio cables. And in here we have the batteries for my gimbal and little slots for SD cards. So this box is actually supposed to be, it's a box that some desserts called a mooncake came in, but actually it's designed to be repurposed as a jewelry box after you finish all the desserts. But as you can tell, I use it for tech, and the places where you're supposed to put your rings are actually perfect for SD cards, and that's what I've done over there. So over here we actually got more tech stuff. This is a NAS that I haven't gotten around really to handling. It's really old and I don't really trust it anymore because it's so old, but it's 5 terabytes of storage that I still really want. In here we got like my G602, which is a nice mouse. We got a pop filter. We got some props, which is this older phone. We've got 4 power banks, 4 working power banks and 1 not working power bank. No one man should have all that power, but if you're going into a military camp for 3 weeks and you can't charge your phone, then you're going to need some power banks, especially if your section mates in the army really actually don't have enough power. So having these 4 power banks are gonna keep me alive. And the thing is, in the army I still need to manage my YouTube channel and stuff for my scheduled uploads and stuff, so it's important for me to have that power bank stuff. Over here you find what I call this charging station. This is essentially where everything gets charged, except my phone, because my phone is charged beside my bed because I don't have good sleeping habits. Inside here we have a Mercedes branded, because I'm bougie like that, 6-port USB hub. It's not fast charge, quick charge or anything, but it does have 2.5 amps output, which is plenty. Enough for charging power banks at least, and charging like my camera batteries and stuff. So connected we have all kinds of cables. We have the USB-C cable. This one is the one that came with the camera. We have a micro USB cable, because a lot of things I have still use micro USB. And we have lightning cable. I actually have this cable. I don't actually have any iPhones and stuff. This cable is really for the ladies, because how girls use iPhones and stuff nowadays. But this cable actually has never been used before, so that really tells you about your man's game over here. It's non-existent. So yeah, this one's for the ladies and it's been untouched. I'm depressed. Okay, so right here we have a Sony battery, which I also have a little charger here. So this is a micro USB charger. It's a crappy one off of, I think, Taobao or something. You should get one of these if you have a camera. It charges off micro USB, and the newer ones charge off of USB Type-C, and it really makes your life much better and much easier if you are using a camera and you're traveling, because you can charge like 2 batteries at once. You don't have to charge them in camera, which is stupid because Sony doesn't come with this external battery charger. So this is awesome. Get one of these, you can charge with a power bank, so I love it. Here we have some more stuff, and we actually enter the second area of my setup. So this area of my setup is what I consider the work area. I sit here and make beats and mess around, I record music, and I also do research on this laptop, because this laptop can't game, can't really edit video, can't really get me distracted because it's not very powerful. So I can focus and hunker down and do work right here. So here is like a little space area, and as you can tell, I've got notebooks and paper and stuff for me to write down ideas and notes and stuff. And here's also where you find my lenses. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, here is the working area. So apart from this beautiful Jaguar XG220 model that I have that's a bit dusty and needs a bit of a clean, there's not much to be found here. In terms of display items, there's a lot of display items, but most of them won't mean much to you. This one's for like studies and stuff. I don't even want to study anymore. And this is all like my childhood memorabilia. I don't know how to pronounce that word. So if you sit down in this chair right here, which is what we're doing right now, you can see my view, and I can, I guess we just go from right to left here. So right here we have my 3 lenses. This one is a 50mm Canon lens. I actually have more lenses in that dry box over there. Yep, that's the mess in my room. Those are all props for shooting videos. Those are all boxes filled with props for shooting this video. And that's an old monitor for selling stuff. And that's a dry box with a bunch of lens and camera equipment. But I digress. So we have 3 lenses here. This one's a 50mm Canon lens on a MC11, Sigma MC11 for conversion to the Sony E-mount, of course. It doesn't work for video, but it does work for stills, and it does that very well. Here we have the Sony kit lens that the A7 III came with, and I don't really plan to use it ever again, so I'm actually planning to sell this. I want to get like a 24-70 f4 or something like that, 24-105, something more versatile and better quality. And this is the Canon 70-200 f4, which is I only use for stills, so I would use it with the MC11, and actually does a pretty good job. Image quality is really good on this, it's pretty good. It doesn't have stabilization or anything, but it's okay. It's really okay if you want to shoot someone from really far away. And here we have my something that I'm really proud of. This is a Valtteri Bottas signed Mercedes hat. Hopefully he doesn't leave Mercedes this year so that we can keep the value of this hat, but it's signed, it's Valtteri Bottas, it still has the tag on it and stuff. I think it's kind of cool and whatnot. So over here you see my speakers. So these 2 speakers are PreSonus Aries E3.5s. They sound great, they are cheap, and I did a first impressions of them, though I think I removed the video. So the PreSonus Aries E3.5s really are high quality sounding speakers. They're not phenomenal in audio quality, but they're only like $100+ US, and I can't complain about them. They're good enough for beginner producing and learning, and they're also good enough for vibing out to some hit tracks. Over here we have a soundbar. It's for a TV, and I just use it as like a secondary speaker for when I want to test out my songs and test out different songs on different speakers and stuff like that. So it's a Philips soundbar, nothing too special there. And over there we have my gimbal, which is a fiio. No, it's a zhiyun. I think it's a zhiyun. Yeah, sorry, it's a fiio. Zhiyun's the expensive one. Fiio is the cheap one. So it's a fiio, I think AK2000 gimbal, and it cost me like a lot of money, and I didn't use it enough to really justify its purchase. But the thing about gimbals is that they have kind of a poor resale value, and I really don't know what to do with them, but maybe I'll sell them one day. I genuinely don't like gimbals that much. I'm not good enough with it. Here we have boxes and random crap stuff, memorabilia and batteries and like mounts and stuff. This is a smartphone holder, very nice. And here we have like a tripod mount for stuff. So a bunch of crap. As you can tell, it's a messy setup even here as well. and that's because I actually make videos and do stuff in this setup. I don't actually just keep it clean just to shoot videos. So yeah, this is an actual work setup, and this is what an actual work setup looks like. And over here we have my vinyls. I might want to do a, screw it, I'm just talking about my vinyls. So we have like a Wu-Tang Clan vinyl here because, that's pretty cool. This is my favorite vinyl though. This is Kanye West's 808s and Heartbreaks, which literally describes my life, and it is also my favorite album from Kanye West, and I'm a big Kanye fan, so I'm glad to have that in my setup. But I display it because it's a very nice piece of artwork, and it reminds me of the state my life is in. So we also have a Japanese release of Let It Be from the Beatles, and that's pretty cool. Everything's in Japanese, and we also have some blues that maybe one day I'll get to enjoy when I finally get my vinyl player. CD that came with the Kanye West Ignore This. It really is just to emphasize the heartbreak. The backstory behind this is really sad, but we have a Kanye West 808s and Heartbreak CD. It actually came with the album, but I wanted to display it, so I put it in this little case, and I'll put that there because you need something that reminds you of heartbreak to go with 808s and Heartbreaks. It really emphasizes the feeling. I am talking way too much, I'm like drunk. So here we have an Arturia Mini Lab Mark II. This is a little music keyboard for like making music and stuff, and it's pretty good. It's the best one of its category of a small MIDI keyboard. I honestly couldn't recommend anything but the Arturia Mini Lab Mark II. It's really good. The keys feel good, the pads feel good, the dials feel good, everything feels good, and feature-wise it's awesome. So if you're looking for a little MIDI keyboard, this is the one I recommend. And this is a little audio interface. I reviewed it and told you not to buy it because it's really not that great for the money. The Focusrite Scarlett it's not great. It's a Scarlett Solo. It's not amazing. If you wanted something, just get a Behringer because it doesn't really, it's about the same audio quality as the Behringer, but it's a lot more expensive, so I'd rather get the Behringer. So yeah, the Focusrite Scarlett Solo, I got it for cheap, which is why I got it, but don't do what I do what I say. And then if you look down here, we have a mess of cables, which I don't want to show you anymore, but the reason I have a mess of cables is because I have no time to manage them and stuff like that. And right here we have my microphone. This is an Audio Technica AT2050. I use this for like recording random samples and stuff if I wanted to, and for some voiceovers in my videos I use it, though I don't use it that often because the XLR setup is kind of troublesome to deal with, so I generally avoid dealing with it. Here we have my other table, and once again, because it's part of the work area of the setup, it's kind of like a wall between work and editing. And this is, this is me because I've been shooting some mousepad reviews and stuff, which if you want to see, please subscribe for that. So here we have a little small table from IKEA. It's really simple, and as you can tell, I've been shooting a bunch of videos, which means I have things splattered all over it. I will clear it out before I shoot a video, however, so you don't actually get to see this mess usually, just because this setup tour is trying to show you like the real side of things. Yeah, so it's a bit of a mess, understandably, but I really don't care because I can sit here and I can open this up and do my research or do like main beats or whatever, and I can keep my focus. I'm not worried about it. I have enough space still to do whatever I want so effectively, so I really don't care. So but here is my laptop setup, by the way. It is a Acer Swift 3, which I reviewed, and it's a Cooler Master Note Power L1, which is a little laptop cooler to keep things cool and also to angle it for more ergonomics. Alright, let's leave the work area and let's move on. Oh, one more thing. I have this little box here. My classmates gave it to me as like a housewarming gift, which is a big thank you. And let you know that your gift is being used to hold my 1, 2, 3, and in the future 4 mechanical keyboards. They're all poker, they're all small, tiny and fancy, and I clearly have an addiction, but I don't really have an addiction. I plan to sell like 3 of these. But before I do that, that is where that's all going to be stored. All like my keyboard stuff is stored in here, and I have an extension cord just in case I need it. I'll put that back later, don't worry. So we moved over here to where I call the work hard, play hard part of the setup, and this is where, you know, everything important gets done. So I shoot my videos here often. I also shoot my videos from this angle, looking there with that table and that chair, but it's a bit of a hassle to set up, so I usually just shoot my videos here nowadays. We've got a Dell Ultra Sharp monitor, which I'm very happy about. It's a very good monitor. I got it for a great price. It's from 2014. It's 1440p with high quality, you know, with good color accuracy, good resolution, and good everything. So it's got good color accuracy and stuff, and I overclocked it to like 86 Hertz, so it runs very alright for gaming. However, I do find that when I play when I play certain games with it, it does have some screen tearing issues. So that one is to be solved in the future when I get more money, which I can only get if you support this channel, so please support me, stuff like that. Here we have my Acer 1080p monitor. It's my B monitor, and it's very important for me to have different things going on. I put, like, you know, the source monitor for Premiere Pro over here. You know, I'll have YouTube or Discord open if I'm gaming, things like that. Having a second monitor is honestly very important to me, and this is just a cheap 1080p monitor. It used to be my main monitor, and now it has been relegated. And down here, it's the absolute messiest part of my setup, because we've got some old books, old random stuff, which doesn't really matter. I promise you I will sort it out when I have the time, but right now I'm in the army, so I really don't have any time for all this. But, you know, it's just a bunch of stuff, and we've got like my M70X headphones here. We've got my favorite book of all time here. It's a great book of quotes. And we have my notebook. This notebook is from like some art museum. Big thank you to my sister for that. But it contains all of my information. So the videos that I've been planning to make, you know, BRoll, A-roll editing, all the videos I've been planning to make, you can see it. Some of these videos might never see the light of day, but I take down a lot of notes. You know, I fill it up with information. And if I'm like planning a video, I would have things like here. So the recent used PC build guide, all the prices and stuff, I listed it down here, and that is why I said I had to do it in a voiceover, because it was very hard for me to do it in, you know, in front of camera. There was so much information to be read and stuff. So yeah, we just have tech lying around in my room because that's the way things are. It's a mess, and we have like a little phone stand as well. So this is my microphone of choice when it comes to my main table. I know I've said don't buy the Blue Yeti, and I still stand behind it, but my sister boyfriend had one, and I asked him if I could have it and use it for my videos, and he said okay, so it's good. It's convenient, it's USB, and it sounds good enough for most of what I'm doing, and if I'm gaming, this is plenty as well. So the Blue Yeti is pretty nice. It's a USB mic. And then if you move to the keyboard, currently I'm running the TechWare Phantom RGB, and if you've watched my channel, you know that I gave this a very positive review. I absolutely love this keyboard. This keyboard is an excellent value for what it is. Even for enthusiast keyboard owners, this is a very good keyboard. So over here we have a little Logitech G102, and this is hilarious because it's like a $20+ mouse, and I used to use the G502, which was like $80-100 mouse, but I love this way more because it's lighter, the clicks are amazing to me, and the shape is perfect for me for some reason. I don't know why, but this simple office mouse shape is like exactly what I need. So, and the mousepad has been with me for like 6 years at this point. It's a Corsair Gaming with that, you know, still remember the love tattoo kind of butt tattoo kind of Corsair Gaming mousepad. It's the extended MM200. It's very slippery, but it's been with me for so long. I just never got around to changing it because mousepads last forever. My headphones of choice, my daily drivers for my desktop, is the Philips SHP9500, and the reason is pretty simple. They sound good, and they were a good price, and I reviewed them and I love them, and I have been using them ever since. So that is it. And then we've got my PC. The PC is pretty simple. I've talked about it before. I have a whole dedicated video for it, so go and check that out. Linked in the description below. But TLDW, Ryzen 7 3700X GTX 1070 Ti, second-hand, 32 gigs of Corsair Dominator Platinum RAM, second-hand, X370 Taichi motherboard, second-hand, case, second-hand, Superflower 750W 80+ gold modular power supply with custom cables, second-hand. Most of this rig is secondhand except for the CPU, but it's honestly a brilliant one. We've got a 1TB SSD in there as well, NVMe, it's the red little thing, and that is also secondhand. Right now I'm trying to really push it, trying to make it serious, which is why I'm grinding out these videos. And if you want to support this channel, you want to support someone who's trying to do something with this YouTube channel, please subscribe and like. This has been my setup tour. I hope you found it interesting and enjoyed it. If you did, thank you all so much for watching. Goodbye.